Hello everyone, my name is Brade Limpanga, the Customer Engagement Manager from Storyly, and today I will be walking you through on how to create web stories. So you might be wondering, what are web stories? Web stories are a web-based version of the stories format, which can include a blend of videos, images, animations, and text in order to create a dynamic consumption experience. This format lets you explore content at your own pace by tapping through or swiping from one piece of content to the next. It's quick, engaging, and easy to consume. Web stories improve product discovery, content consumption, and most importantly, conversion. And it allows you to include interactive elements in your stories in order to connect and get feedback from your user base. So you might be wondering, how can you achieve all of that? You don't have to build it yourself from scratch, since we have already created the format for you and developed it. All you need to do is to integrate it into your own website. Step 1, you need to first add your website into the Storyly dashboard, and you do that by heading over to the top icon here and selecting Add New. Select Website and input your website. Select Add Website. Step 2 is starting the integration phase. All you have to do is go to the Settings, Account Management, Apps and Website, and I will find my website that I added and copy the token, provide this to my development team to start the integration process in order to have the story bar on my website. Step 3 is creating the content by heading over to the content section and selecting Add New Story Group. Create from scratch option allows you to create your story, your first story. Upload your cover image. Make sure your cover image fits correctly and hit save. Name your first story group and click Save as a Test in order for you to test it afterwards before you publish. Step 4 is creating your content. You can start by uploading your content as an image or as a video. You can use the black canvas here to create content from scratch. You can import any live stories that you have from Instagram. You can also use the integration that we have with Canva to create your content in Canva and publish it into the studio, or you can use many of the templates that we have available in the studio. And on the left hand side here, we have many tools that can help you to create your stories as well. So you can use the text tool. You can use the CTA section to select any buttons, swipe ups, or even upload your own CTA that you have created. You could use the interactive section to select many of the interactives that we have available to include in your stories. In the media section, you can use this to upload any GIFs or images that you want to include inside your stories. You could also use the Giphy library to basically pick from any GIFs that you may want to add onto your stories, or you can find any GIFs that you are looking for specifically in here. And the last section is the asset section, where you can find any buttons that you have created previously and saved that you can use in new stories that you will be creating. Now, I will choose from some of the templates that we have here as my first story. Now that I've created my first story, you will see that on the right hand side here, we have the story title, story name, and also story alt text, where you can use accessibility settings. And also you can schedule the story by adding a start and an end date. You could also change the background of the image that you are seeing on my story there. And once I click into the content of my story, you will see that I have some settings here where I can manage the text. Of course, I can change the position, I can change the color of the text, and also the background of the text as well. And if I click on the button in my story, you will see that the settings also change, and I can play around and modify any aspects of my button in terms of color, text, and also I can add any URLs that I need to have behind my button here. And of course, once you are happy with your story, you hit save. Step 5 is testing your story. So what we can do is, under the stages section here, you will find the test section, and here is where the story that you have created is. And from here, you can click on preview section. You can preview on the web, and you can adjust the settings in order to make sure the story that you have created appears. So you can select here, show test groups. And once you select that, you apply the changes, the first story that you created will appear. And once you click on it, you will then be able to preview the story before setting it live or publishing it in a live environment. And as you can see, my story looks perfect. And now I will go back into the content section. I will click on the menu icon on the story and I will select publish. Once you select publish, you can change the status so you can see all the active stories. And there you go. I have my first story group live on my website. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the 5 steps on how to create your web stories. And as you saw, it was very easy to add your website, to also do the integration, and to finally create your content and set your content live as a web stories on your website. Thank you for your time. And if you have any following questions, please do get back to us on our Storyly website and we will be able to help you with anything that you need. Thank you.